In this episode, we leave the east coast of Florida and head inland to a hidden gem of a place called Olino State Park. We discuss why we love staying in state parks. For the first time, we have really loud neighbors. We try to take a 12-mile hike. Maggie thinks she smells a bear, and we take our bikes out on an actual mountain bike trail. Thanks for being part of our journey. She is really, really sweet. I said, well, are you just staying one night? And I said, yeah, you were sold out the night for Saturday night. These parks usually do. And she goes, okay. And she checked me in and she goes, well, hang on a minute. And she goes, I'll check before I check you in. She goes, we've had a cancellation on another site. I can get you tonight and tomorrow night if you want it. And I said, well, let me call my wife. And she says, well, I need to get it like right now. It's going to get going. It's going to get going. I said, okay. So I called you and you said, of course, we want to take 2 nights.
So we're going to take, we don't have to move?
We don't have to move. We got 2 nights at the same site. So,
okay, cool. That's even better.
Awesome. Off we go. How dirty you got the rug. You're such a dog. Everybody likes different things. You can spend quite a bit of money on a campsite in Florida in the winter. Some of the ones on the water may be, they may be $2,000 a month. And you get a lot of amenities. You can get a swimming pool and hot tubs and pickleball courts and weight rooms. But
hot tubs.
Yeah. If you're like Lynn and I, though, and you like hiking and you like being out in nature, then for $24, we stayed here per night. So say $25 a night. That's $750 a month. And right at our campsite is a trail that we can take to go for a hike. I'm telling you, it's like, it's just crazy to, it's so cheap to stay at a place like this. And it's one of the reasons we love it so much.
Maggie's got her tail way down. Usually it's up when we're walking, so that's one of our signs.
A bear or something.
She smells something that she's very leery of. So we've decided to listen to Maggie, and we've decided that she wants to turn around, so we're going to turn around.
So $25 a night is cheap, but would free be better? Well, no, not always. If you're rolling down the road and you just need a place to sleep, then yeah, we think free is better. And you'll see us doing that a lot. And a place like Alaska where free means you're out in the middle of the wilderness with nobody else around, yeah, that's better. But is it worth paying $20 to $25 a night to have electricity and water and a dump station and trash and well-kept trails and a place to do things and the security of having the rangers around to make sure that things, like last night when the tornadoes rolled through, you know, had it been imminent in our area, they would have come around and told us all to go to shelter, and there was shelter available. So to us, $25 a night, it's worth it for all the things we get. Sometimes though, and especially for this one, free is awesome.
Especially if you get an epic site with a really great view too.
Yeah, but if it's a Walmart, that's not epic.
Yeah.
That's just spending the night so you can keep driving. So a lot of people want to just never pay anything, and you know, and we have a lot of friends like that. we just don't mind paying $20 to $25 to $30 a night for something this nice with this much to do. It's just worth it.
I agree.
Now that we're about a third of the way back to the campsite, Maggie's tail is back up to being happy dog, and she's safe and sound and happy. Are you ready to go, Maggie? There you go, keep going.
Let's go.
Let's go. See, she's back to normal Maggie. There was a crossing back there that went across to the other side of the road, and I'm pretty sure something's crossed the trail back there that scared her. And it may not have been something dangerous to us, but something she just didn't recognize. But you got to take into consideration that this is the same girl that chased a skunk all the way to its butthole. So she knows what she knows, but what she doesn't know is kind of funny sometimes. So I guess we're going to just pay attention to her. This was her walk, so that makes sense. Just like that, Bob's your uncle. We're back at the entrance to the campground. So when we've stayed at Harvest Host or we boondocked out somewhere on dispersed camping locations, many times there may be a trail around there, but if there's not, we drive to town or we drive to a park and we actually find some place to hike by doing that. But it's a real big plus when you can just leave the camper plugged in, have water available, and be able to go do what we just did and not even have to start the vehicle. And when we get back, she hasn't said so, but I'm pretty sure Lynn's going to say, let's get on the bikes and go explore. Another really positive thing about being here. Hey, we're going to get back on the bikes and ride down to the trail to the suspension bridge and go on a hike there. We did that last year and really enjoyed it. It looks a lot warmer than it feels. It's hard to believe, but yesterday we were in shorts and a t-shirt, and I was running around with no shirt working on the van, and it was in the mid-80s. Today it's in the 50s right now and going to be in the 40s before we finish riding bikes today. But I think we're still going to try to go across the bridge and hike a little bit on this trail, and we may be crazy for doing that, but we're here. We're gonna go enjoy it.
Set out to save them all. It's where I saw you standing small, separated by our flags. Saw your eyes, you saw my tags.
Bouncy, bouncy.
All else faded, so it seemed. Fairest I had ever seen. What I'd give to leave this war, find you on another shore.
There are a lot of lakes in the park. What it really is, it's places where the river's flowing underground, but it's eroded all the dirt above the river. And so the lakes appear. So as the river rises and falls, the lakes actually rise and fall as well, which is really a neat thing to see. This river goes underground And we'll show you where that happens here in a few minutes if we make it out that far. But it goes underground and goes 3 miles further south before it comes back up out from underground. Mother Nature, it's the coolest thing. No matter how many times you see something like this, at least for us, we're always just totally amazed. It's hard to walk away, but over my shoulder, the sun is going down. We still have about a mile left to walk, and it's getting cold. Oh yeah, tonight for dinner, beanie weenies. There have been times in our lives when we just had beanies, but when things are going pretty good, we can have beanie weenies. We made it back here. We came on this trail here. You can see out there. We went across that bridge and walked that way, walked that way, all the way around. And then we kind of said, how did we get on this side of the river when we didn't go across another bridge? And the answer is, when the river went underground, we actually walked across the dirt on top of it and came over to the other side. That is so cool. All right, we decided we're going to take the trail to the park.
I was hanging by a thread, whispering the words you said, and I fell upon my knees.
It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun.
Especially the going down the hill part.
I like riding on the trails. It's pretty cool.
As I watched you out to sea.
Wow, that was fun. We're gonna have to do that again. That was a lot of fun. We're almost back now. What a way to end the day.
So what did you think?
Oh man, I loved doing the trail, didn't you?
Yeah, on the bike.
That was awesome. We came here last year and we knew we loved it, but man, I loved that a lot.
The hiking trails are awesome too.
It's a reason to come here to Olino State Park. Maggie's happy we're back.
Yeah, she is. I see her running around with her animal.
There have been a lot of times when we've been camping that we've been sad that our friends that we just made have left or that we've had to leave. This morning was not one of those times. Let me tell you about that. Out the driver's side window of our van, right there, see that fire pit? Last night, 10 to 12 college kids were all right around that fire pit.
So keep in mind, you know, he's a grumpy old man, so
It did bother you too, though.
it did. I mean, it was right outside their window, and they were pretty loud. I can't say that they were partying or drinking. They were just talking really, really loud and
laughing
and stuff. And we did several things. Yeah, we weren't having any fun, were we?
No.
But we were inside and we watched TV for a while.
Keep in mind, it was 38 degrees. We couldn't sleep, so I turned the fan on. I could have slept through that first noise, but that noise there, it didn't block it out enough. So then we went back to the bathroom. We turn this noise on for white noise a lot whenever it's cool or warmer at night. And we had that going. So then you're laying here in bed and that's what you hear. And you'd think that would be loud enough to drown out your neighbors, and in almost every case up until last night it has been. And that went on. Quiet hours started at 11, so we just watched TV until 11. Thought, okay, they'll obey the quiet hour rule and things will be good. But no, by 11:30 I was ready to go to sleep, and I guess I'm just a grumpy old man.
So around 12 o'clock, even though I told him not to, he got up and got the information for the park ranger and called the park ranger.
So does that make me a party pooper?
It does.
No, it doesn't. There was a rule that says you got to be quiet at 11. You know, having that big party there at 12 that's not following the rule, and ever people can't sleep. Anyway, the park ranger says, geez, I'm pretty sure I got his butt out of bed. That wasn't any fun for him. And about 15 minutes later, we saw a truck come by and stop in front of them. I don't know what he said to them. And about 12:30, the party stopped. But when we woke up this morning, our fear was we were going to have to go move. But to make us happy, when we looked out the window, they were packing up their tents and they left.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay for us.
Yeah. And it might be yay because Lynn doesn't want me to be a grumpy old man.
I know it.
I probably would have gone over there tonight. I'm glad they're gone. You glad they're gone?
I'm very glad they're gone.
Okay. So the story of that Maury is, if you're going to go camping, we really encourage young folks to go camping. We really encourage you to get out and do what we're doing. But if you're only 20 feet away from someone's bedroom window, it's not a good time to have a party at 12 o'clock at night. So be considerate. That's all we're asking. Just be considerate. And we don't hear that well either. So, man, if it had been somebody young right here, there's no way they could have gone to sleep. So just be considerate. And if that doesn't work, be a grumpy old man and call the ranger. So that's not the norm though, is it?
No.
Of all the state parks that we've stayed at, I believe that might be the first time we had a loud neighbor like that.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely not the norm. And
usually folks are really considerate.
They are.
Well, good morning. It's February 9th. We're still at Olino State Park, and we will be for 2 more nights. We're walking up to see if our site we're moving to is available, and then we'll do the thing you've watched us do before. We'll move to another site.
So when we booked this park, we could only actually book one night. So when we got here, the lady asked us if we wanted to actually stay Saturday night. So that increased our nights. And then we decided we would look to see if there was more available for the next 2 nights. So, I mean, that being said, even when you're booking out ahead and you get here, you can always add nights if it's available.
Yeah.
Even when it's not available the first time.
We moved to a different site today in Olino, and it is a hilly little site. We're going to ride up and see if there have been any cancellations on a flatter spot, and then we'll see if we have to. We'll make this work. 9 inches down on the passenger front tire.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's pretty. So put that into perspective. 5 of these blocks would equal 5 inches. So we're that much too far down in the front, and we're 4 inches down in the back.
Yeah.
So even if I could get 9 inches there, I'm going to have to do that, or we're going to have to sleep unlevel. That's never any fun. So that's what I'm going to do, ride up and see if the nice guy at the ranger station will swap us out for 2 ones instead of 1 unlevel 2. We'll see how that turns out. So it pays to be nice to these guys here. She found us a site in the Magnolia campground that's better than the one we've had so far, and it's level. And that one's close to everything over there in the trails. So we're pretty excited about that. I'm gonna go back and make Lynn's day, and we'll pull over there. We heading to another site, Maggie? Going to another site. We are. So there you have it. We've switched sites that quickly. I think it took about 10 minutes from the time we left before till we got over here, and now we'll be set up. But this one already feels a lot more level than the one we just left, so awesome.
Smoke getting in your eyes?
It was, not now.
Moved.
Out of the way.
Are you chilling?
Coming from here and the grill.
Oh yeah, on both sides.
It was, it's not now. Yeah, I'm just chilling.
Chilling.
My part of dinner tonight is pretty simple. We have Sam's Choice tuna steaks that have been frozen. We've had them for quite a while. We're gonna get them out. They've been thawed. They're ready to go. I have the Packlight grill that is fired up and pretty hot and ready to go. I'm just gonna put those on there and turn them over 4 times and they'll be ready to eat dinner. The ones we get are vacuum sealed and they're frozen, and we just thaw them out when we're ready to put them on the grill. Sometimes we put them on the griddle and sometimes we cook them inside, but tonight we have the grill going, and here's what they look like once you get them out of the packet. This may seem crazy, but I like to use the butter flavored Pam to put on it so it won't stick. So I'll just hit these with some of the butter flavored Pam. I'll do them 1 or 2 at a time. And we'll spray the top. I'll let those sit there for a little bit and we'll put some seasoning on and flip them over. I have a love-hate relationship with that little grill. It didn't get very hot this time. I didn't put enough coals in it. I used a half a bag that I had left over from the last time I cooked. Luckily though, we have some coals that are natural coals. They're hot as they can be, and I moved it over here. Look at this. We put our tuna over the fire and it will cook nicely, and it's gonna taste awesome too. Ha. And I made it from the grill to the fire without dropping the grate that the tuna's on. That's an accomplishment all in itself. Yeah, it's good. Extremely hot. I never know. I don't have a temperature thermometer here, but I think they're ready. Gotta tell you, this looks really, really good. Wynn makes homemade hollandaise sauce, asparagus, and wild rice. This is a feast.
Looks like a tree.
Looks just like a tree, doesn't it? We may be crazy.
We probably are.
It is 12 o'clock and we're going to try to hike the 13-mile River Rise Trail. It'll be our most adventurous day hike ever.
Right. We probably should have started earlier too.
You think?
It's getting warm. 76, supposed to get up to 81.
I'd like to think we're in pretty good shape. I think we are.
Not really.
We brought lunch. We brought drinks, bug spray. We brought bug bracelets.
Tried to be prepared for this one, didn't we?
Brought battery backups for the phone. Brought a knife because I can't say knife. We're prepared. So we belong to the All Trails group and pay to use that app, and it's really good that we do because it just saved us. We missed the turn. I don't know how we missed the turn. We haven't been gone more than 15 minutes, but it just warned me on my watch that we're off the trail. So we're now walking, backtracking.
At least we don't have to walk far. Right up here. It didn't take too long to warn you.
It didn't, did it?
I watch the waves of the river running wild and strong and free, undeterred in her journey.
So Maggie's in really good shape for her age, but we left her at home today in the air conditioning. So I don't think that she would have wanted to come on an 11-mile hike.
I don't think so either. I don't see any fish or any wildlife, but at the moment we are right over top of the Santa Fe River as it's going under us.
Weird. It's just strange that the river goes underground.
We hadn't thought about that.
Amazing.
Find my road.
Almost 2 miles into the hike, and we're starting to get into the woods now.
Come with me, we're going.
So here's the campground we started at. We made it to the river crossing, but we didn't cross. We followed this route down, and then we just turned on to the Blue Spit, which is the Sweetwater Trail. It'll cross back over to Santa Fe again, and then it'll cross over again, and then it'll end up at the rise. It looks like we've got another 5 miles to go to get to the rise.
All right, let's go.
We're sharing one hat today.
Yeah, I should have brought my hat, but Owen's kind enough to share his hat.
Oh, to be like the mountain, high above the world below.
Tree on the trail.
On the trail.
I'll look for snakes. That was graceful.
Oh, I'd have the strength to tell them, oh, be strong, don't let go.
About halfway through this hike, there's an outhouse. Apparently Lynn does not need to go.
Oh, and they would know my story and my song. Ooh, the mountain.
So like many of you, Lynn and I watch a lot of YouTubers that have similar interests as we do. Two of them would be John and Deb from She to Me, and we believe John just recently subscribed to our channel, and they're on a route that gets them to Florida sometime pretty soon from the West Coast, but they're always pushing themselves. We watch them, and they're self-proclaimed geezers like we are, and they're extremely active, and they inspire us to do more. So for those of you who watch us who've never checked them out, from She to Me, you should check out their channel. They're really sweet. Today we kind of thought about that. We pushed ourselves further than we normally would.
Yeah, we normally wouldn't have decided to go on an 11-mile, 12-mile hike in the middle of the day.
Yeah, 80 degrees. That might not have been smart.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's been a great hike so far though.
It has. It's not been very hard, and
We've been 4.1 miles. We've been hiking for 1 hour and 49 minutes.
we have not gotten to the destination yet.
Should be a mile and a half away from that.
Yeah, but we do like to push ourselves, and I guess our topic of conversation on this hike has been, how do you push yourselves? How can we push ourselves to be better at making videos? How do we push ourselves to be more active?
to see more.
To see more.
You know, this is something you couldn't see out here if you weren't willing to make a hike.
That's right. I mean, and just, you know, on this hike alone, just the vegetation, you know, it changes, you know.
Every half mile it changes.
It changes a lot. So it's a good thing to see.
Yeah. We're sitting beside a Sweetwater lake, just sitting here having a husband and wife conversation.
With an alligator caution sign.
That's the way we roll.
Yeah.
Are you about rested and ready to keep going?
I am. How about you?
We're going to turn around or keep going? We're going to push ourselves,
I think we're going to push ourselves and keep going. Looks like we've done a burn through here.
So, I didn't look at any pictures or video of where we're going to do. I think it's going to be epic enough to warrant walking 12 miles.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I hope so.
We probably should have checked that out before we committed to walk this far.
Probably.
Okay, 6 miles later, we're at the entrance to the Santa Fe River rise. The river that disappeared a little over 3 miles that direction. Now is going to reappear here. And this is the rise. Water's coming up right here in front of us, continuing to flow down on the lower Santa Fe River. That is the neatest thing. So here's the actual mouth of the river as it comes out from under the ground. You can see the water's going to come out of that circle there, flow back into the river, and then flow on downstream. I'll show you the video of the turtles she's seeing. That's exciting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Pretty cute.
Joking.
Shut up.
Okay, on the scale of 1 to 10, how epic is it?
It's quiet and peaceful. I can't say epic is the right word for me.
It's pretty cool that there's a river running underneath us right now and then coming
It
out on
is.
this river.
It is. It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty unique, I
It
guess,
is.
is the thing.
But
I expected there would be more people here.
really,
Well, no, I don't
it's
guess.
a Monday. I mean, it's not like it's,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
We brought lunch, didn't we?
We did.
Let's eat.
Way up there. Down here, it's a good place. Right down here. I hear ya. Come down here. We'd like to see you. It would be awesome. No? Maybe? We're just flying around. There's a bunch of them.
Are there? Doves?
No, they're geese. Over here. Like an old woman,
Me?
feeling like one too.
Didn't know you were going to get serenaded, did you?
Oh, jumped again.
Oh.
What if it's that same
Every
guy?
time you say oops, I think it's an alligator.
Oops.
We should have left a lot earlier in the day.
Yeah, we're gonna lose daylight here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's supposed to get, the sun's supposed to set when?
My watch says the sun sets at 6:14.
What time is it?
My watch says it is 3:10. Oh, we got plenty of time. We got 3 hours to get back.
It took us 3 hours to get here. we don't have plenty of time. We're going to be twice as tired going back.
Yeah, but we won't have to. Ooh,
You saw it again,
I
didn't you?
saw it again. It's
a big
huge.
fish.
Walter's out there.
Walter. Oh,
Does
man.
anybody know what that Walter comes from? What movie that is?
Tell us down below in the comments. Do you know where the fish named Walter came from? It's been a beautiful hike, hasn't it, sweetheart? Don't tell them on the thing. She gets like this when she's either sleep deprived or tired as a mother. Are you tired? I'm rested now.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. We ate our
Good
epic
lunch.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I guess we're going to make haste getting back to the camp.
I think we should.
Maggie might have been the smartest one in the family again, lying on the bed in the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Maybe not though. This was an
color my hair when
awesome,
I get
awesome. We're not getting that done today. I can tell you that now.
You're probably right.
Yeah, we're gonna go in there
Take
in
a
that
shower
air
though.
conditioning. No, we're not doing that today either.
Yeah,
I bet.
we are. We are.
We have to take a shower.
We have to take a shower today.
Last time we did, it didn't work. Okay, off us go, honey.
Okay, we're the trainers and we're from Austin, Texas.
And you guys travel around in an older road truck, right?
older
What
road
model?
tech, 98 road tech.
So we're walking back from our 12-mile hike, and all of a sudden, here the trainer is just right here. So wait a minute, we watch your video. So you watched Alaska. How long have you been watching us?
Oh, about 6. I
6 months?
picked up in Alaska.
Okay, cool,
So-
cool. And you're gonna go, right? You're gonna, and you guys will send us a picture from there and
You
let us
bet.
know you made it.
We'll
Tell
put this in the
everybody
video.
why you like traveling around in a van.
It's easy to get into everywhere. Like for example, now we're in a tent space, and it's the only space we could get in this campground, which was a real popular campground here. And so we were able to get in the tent space just because of the size.
Well, this wraps up our stay at Olena State Park. With that, we're going to tell you our likes and dislikes about this park.
We'll start out with the things we don't like. Well, those were the things we didn't like. The things we do like, lots of hiking. You saw us take a 12-mile hike out to the river rise. We got to walk across the swinging bridge. There were lots of places for Maggie to walk. And overall, there's just so much to do here if you like being outside.
So one of the things we liked is that there is water and electricity at each one of the sites. And also the bathrooms in both of the campgrounds that we stayed at were very clean.
There are 2 loops in this campground, the Dogwood loop and the Magnolia loop. We prefer the Magnolia loop, but both are awesome, and both are serviced by one separate dump station.
We did book this site with Reserve America, and with their fees, the cost of this campground ended up being around $25 a night.
I mentioned that there's lots of hiking. We have our bikes put up now, but there's also lots of places that you can ride a bike here, both on the road and lots of off-road trails. We actually did that this time, and it was a lot of fun. Needless to say, we love Olena State Park, and we'll be back again. And we encourage you to come here as well, don't we?
Right, especially if you like to hike and bike.
It's a good place. Thanks for being part of our journey. If you haven't done so already, if this helped you in any way, give us a thumbs up.
And if you hadn't hit the subscribe button, we'd really appreciate it if you did.
And Maggie says, put your paw on that YouTube button, and if your mommy and daddy try to talk you into going on a 12-mile hike, stay in the air conditioning like I did. Happy tails. Hey, you want a treat? I got a treat for you.
Oh, get me back in
She
here.
gets paid to work, see? Off to the next place.